Greetings from Podcastville. The Church of What's Happening Now is brought to you by 23andMe. Now to December 25th, the 23andMe DNA kit are on sale. 23andMe helps you understand what your DNA can tell you about you and your family story. It's named for the 23 pairs of chromosomes that make up your DNA. A 23andMe DNA kit is the perfect gift for anyone or everyone that you love. There's never been a better way to give the gift of genetic discovery to your parents, your siblings, your aunt, your grandparents, and everyone else on your list. So do this for me. Now to December 25th, get a special discount on 23andMe kit. Order your DNA kit at 23andme.com/church. That's 23andme.com/church. Again, that's 23andme.com/church. It's easy to do. You simply spit into a tube provided to you and your 23andMe kit, and you register your sample to the personal 23andMe account, and in a few weeks you receive your personal online reports. So go to 23andme.com/church right now to get a discount. Number 2, the Church of What's Happening Now is brought to you by Onnit. Whether it's Alpha Brain, Shroom Tech, whatever. Today, they're going to hold over the cyber sale. So get on Onnit.com right now and either go with the Alpha Brain, you want to get your memory fucking back, you go with the Shroom Tech Sport, so you get a little extra lung power, or you could go with the Shroom Tech Immune, which will help you when you get on this busy plane hugging these filthy fucking animals. Go to Onnit.com, press Church, bam, and get 10% delivered to your house. Kick this fucking mule, Lee. Finally,
Yes.
I caught you.
Finally.
How are you, sir?
Really good, man.
Real pleasure, honor to see you again. It's been
thank
a
you.
long fucking time.
It has been, man.
Last time I was on the show with you and everybody was 2005.
2005.
When you had the black karate dude who wouldn't fucking stop bothering me for 10 years. He wanted to be my bodyguard. I did one movie. The guy called me every week. You know I'm a karate bodyguard. Every week he called me. Every week, 212. What is it? I'm a bodyguard. I'm available. Listen, I don't know. I'm small potatoes.
Poe. It's Master Poe.
Master Poe, out of his fucking mind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He
Out
was
of
crazy.
his fucking mind.
He was crazy,
What people
man.
don't know is the 70s was a fucked up time in early New York. The Martin Luther King people. See, once Martin Luther King died, they needed somewhere to go. So they turned to Bruce Lee. Black people turned to Bruce Lee after them. And once he died, they were fucked. They were
Ain't nowhere to go.
They're walking around with Chinese shoes on. Remember that shit when you see black people in Chinatown? You're like, what the fuck are you doing eating spare ribs, cocksucker? I thought you were Abdullah's nephew. You're eating spare ribs like there's a special on them.
Holy.
There's still some black dudes that I know a dude right now taking to his kung fu school. He thinks he's Chinese. I don't fuck with him. He's black, but he thinks he's Chinese. I work with it. You know what I'm saying? He gives me a lesson. He teaches me how to karate chop people from time to time in the neck. That's okay.
That is so goddamn funny. Like black dudes are known for kind of coming up with their own shit. Because you see it all the time. Like,
well, one of the best judo guys of all time was a special style. There was a guy out of Harlem, a big, thick Kentucky Fried Chicken eating motherfucker yoked, like 280, that would just throw people across rooms. In fact, he had disciples, and one of them had a school here. I don't know what the name of the art is. I'm fucking around. I'm not trying to insult anybody. Rogan will tell you about him. He was a thick black dude that was just, straight out of fucking the South, and he learned judo at an early age with that fucking, strength of death.
holy shit.
And he was just body slamming people up in Harlem. I forget what his name was. And there's some brothers, when I got locked up in prison, there was twins, 2 black twins. I thought they were Chinese kung fu dudes. They were stretching every day, knocking people out, doing fucking dragons and shit. Whatever. I'm in.
There's a couple
I'm good. As long as you're good, they ain't getting shot. You know what I'm saying? They make believe they're Chinese. Ain't nobody shooting them. That's all they do now. All you wake up and still another poor black guy got shot. This guy was in the army. Every fucking day with me. Last week it was the poor door guy. The security guy. They shot him in the head, the poor guy.
Yeah, they're shooting. They just shot some guy in a mall. I guess they thought he was the.
It's
they
gonna
thought he was the
fucking-
bad guy.
And he was
Any
like
day
a
now.
soldier. He was a
Any
veteran.
day now, if you're black, you gotta snap.
Yeah.
I'm white and I'm ready to fucking snap. Because every day you're gonna shoot a different. You're gonna cause a fucking war. You're gonna cause a war. You can't say this is all accidents. These are not all fucking accidents. These people, they put them out there. They never dealt with it. They have a hard time dealing with white people. They see a black person, they shoot a Mexican. God forbid. And they don't shoot Mexicans.
No, I don't
don't
see a
shoot
lot of
that many
Mexicans
Cubans.
getting
No, they
shot.
send them to a different country. They deport them now.
Yeah, that's,
Do they deport them?
I mean, yeah, they've been going around.
I know they threw a bunch of stink bombs at them at the border.
there's some
yesterday.
stink bombs. They closed the
Oh,
border. There were people
fucking
climbing over the
crazy.
top. They were.
What the fuck is going on?
It's madness.
It's fucking crazy.
We're losing our collective minds.
It's snowing. These dumb fucks are stuck at the airport. I love those dumb fucks.
Yeah.
When I see them stuck in Chicago. You didn't know
Chicago's
better.
a disaster.
It's
yeah.
a disaster.
Yes, snow.
Especially the one. The one after October, you take your life in your own hands.
Yeah.
Because every year a plane goes to the back fucking door. It's like Major League 2 when the guy goes to the fucking back. Every year, not O'Hara, but the other one.
Midway.
Midway. Every year.
Oh, Midway?
January, one of those Southwest flights with mediocre traction. You know what I'm saying?
They was going to the drink.
And they
Yeah.
don't give a fuck Southwest. They'll go into a banister and give you a free ticket and you don't know nothing. Me, I don't get up for hours. I just sit there until a Jew attorney shows up. I don't know nothing.
I love when they try to get you like, don't worry about that. We'll give you a free
Yeah, and they
pass
get you.
on the plane.
You're
You're like,
shocked. What pass? I drop. I'm like that Chinese guy from United.
yeah.
You've never heard from that guy again.
No.
Nothing.
And I'm sure he got
bought off
paid very well.
Oh, he bought off TMZ.
Yeah.
He bought off everybody. He's the guy that was in the cave with those 12 kids. he had him. He was down in the cave. He was ready to pay cash for those little fucking
If
boys.
you're willing to embarrass yourself like that on a plane, you could make some good cash because their whole thing is they're going to drag you off of that.
Oh, with a fucking camera.
No more. Yeah.
Blood coming down your
If you
face.
got to bleed, you'd be
Ooh.
like a professional wrestler.
You're sitting
Cut
on a
yourself
gold
with a
mine.
blade
You're
and it just
sitting
come
on a-
out bleeding. I'm coming for you, American
You're
Airlines.
sitting on a gold mine.
Yeah.
Remember in the 70s, they did a 2020 on how the wrestlers cut themselves with the razor
Oh,
blade,
yeah.
how they put in a piece of tape and they would cut
And
themselves.
they cut
Oh,
themselves.
God forbid on a landing you cut yourself and somebody puts it on camera.
That's it. Now
And
you're
they put it on-
bleeding and they're dragging you
Oh.
off a plane.
Oh, on World News Tonight with David Visser. Oh, you're getting paid.
Why buy Mega Millions when
You're
there's
getting-
that
yeah.
opportunity
You're
out
getting
there?
paid. You're
Because you are
getting
getting
paid.
huge pay.
You're getting paid.
But you got to be willing to put yourself through that kind of degradation.
Oh, and I will. You don't think I will?
We do that on our
We're
regular
taking-
life
we're
for
taking-
nothing.
We're taking this to court.
I've
You
done
know
that my
me.
whole life for no pay.
Dog, let me tell you something. The one thing they teach as a criminal number one is don't take that deal.
Don't take that
Take
deal.
that deal as they're setting up the jury and you'll take that's the best deal of your life. Just
Yeah?
keep telling them no. I kept telling them no. No. They offered me 9 years. 9 years on a felony and a fucking
And that was
violent.
a good
It
deal.
was a violent. It was good. My attorney was like, "It's a good deal." He was a black dude. That was his grandmother was the first black graduate from the law school in Boulder, so he just hopped and played along, and they did whatever the fuck they did. So he comes to me one day. He goes, "They want to give you 9 years for kidnapping, kidnapping 2, which means I would have done all full 9 years." What I did was bait it out. Whenever you get in trouble, you bait it out. The victim disappears. The victim couldn't go up in front of me because the victim had gotten a DUI, and then when he went to the hospital, he broke out and he robbed the pharmacy at the hospital and he stole the liquid cocaine. So his credibility was gone.
Right.
He had nothing. I could have held out in front of him for fucking years. So what my plan was to get since there was 2 fucking people, they hit him with a public defender, the biker, and they hit me with a court-appointed attorney because there's conflict of interest. That's why you wait for him. If me and Lee get arrested, I wait for Lee to get the public defender first.
and
When I
then
talk
they
to
got to
my
give
lawyer,
you a different one.
Then they got to give me a good one
So-
at $200 an hour. That you know what I'm saying? That's the smart move. A lot of people don't know that move.
That's the smart
If you get
move.
caught in a triangle, always wait for them to get the public defender. You're holding off. You're waiting for the Iranian.
This is
And just-
educational.
And just hold them off. The Iranian. Who's the?
Is this on PBS right
Keith-
now? This is
Keith
an
the
amazing.
cop. Keith the cop would be there shaking your head. Who is the Iranian? The Iranian. He's going to call you. Who's the
The
Iranian?
Iranian.
So by the time they put you back in the jail cell,
Yeah.
he gets a public defender. Now that means I got to go up in front of the judge, and they got to give me a real fucking attorney for $200 an hour, which I'm never going to pay. The state pays for. I take that dumb fuck, and I wear him out for a few months, right? And then I fire him. Then the judge gives me another 30 days to come up with a fucking attorney. That's exactly what I did. So I played Blackula for about fucking 90 days till he came back with it, because I got arrested November 18th. So my shit went through the holidays. I had to sit in fucking court till like the 22nd. I sat in county till my bail dropped. So I was already playing them like a fiddle. They had come to me. The DEA came to me. A bunch of them. I got information, but get me out. You know, I got tons. I know who shot Kennedy.
I got it all.
I got everything.
You just got to get me out of here.
Oh, yeah, just get me out. And then nobody got me out. But the bail dropped to $3,000 cash. Boom, I got out.
All right.
And then I played the game with the attorney for 2 months. Yeah, until he hit me with the 99-year thing. I told him I fired him. That took another 2 weeks in court. The victim snorting coke somewhere in Tucson. He's missing. You follow me? So I'm just stalling for time.
Right.
And then
Time's
I
your
had
friend
the money.
at that
so
point.
now I got 30 to 60 days to get a new attorney. I knew who I wanted, but I didn't pay him. I just kept talking to him, stalling. So what do you think? What can we do? Boom, 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 boom. And then I dropped it on him. I dropped the deposit, and he went to work on him, and he switched the fucking violent to nonviolent. He hired a private investigator to look into my past. There was no violence. So they switched it. This guy was that badass, which in turn is why I'm here talking to you.
Oh, shit.
If not, I'd be in a prison with a dress on right now doing the midnight show.
Wow, damn.
So you have to know how to play the court system.
That is some goddamn story.
The attorneys, you could always get a great attorney to buy time. A great attorney, especially in New York, could buy time.
Yeah.
I'm sitting across from Keith the cop, who's he was a real cop, and he was real dedicated. And he knows. He's not stupid. He's not. I grew up as the interpreter. See, I grew up in a Cuban house that they did numbers, so I was always the interpreter.
Uh-huh.
So my parents spoke English until the cops came, and nobody hablos. No hablo.
I've seen
right?
that before. Yeah.
Spanish people no hablo nada.
Right.
Not no sé. No sé. Even the little Mexican lady in Man on Fire. Remember? No sé, es que no sé. La niña. Que niña. No sé. Spanish people don't know nothing. So even when we went to the attorney, my mother's still playing like I don't know nothing. So we had this attorney called Sam DeLuca in Jersey City. Look him up. He's a fucking savage. He's probably cutting deals on people from the grave.
Really?
The last time I Googled him, he was representing the fucking Mondino brothers or something in like a fucking fire case. He was bad to the bone. You always had to show up with suits. You had to bring 2 or 3 suits. And I was always the interpreter. And he would have just... You come into his office, Keith the cop, and he would just tell you, how you doing, Keith the cop? You'd be in charge with 2 counts of bookmaking and 1 of money laundering. Here's the deal. I know the DA's brother on the case. For $200,000, I'll get you 6 months probation.
Oh, jeez,
For
yeah.
$150,000, I'll get you 3 months in jail and 9 months probation. For $100,000, and he would just give you a fucking menu. Okay. Let me know what you want to do. Great to see you guys.
Yeah.
You had a week or 2 to decide what figure you were going to pick. Once you gave him his $200,000, he stalled it. The cops forgot where they put the tickets. The evidence got stolen. It was a fucking scam.
So, but what happened? Well, I thought it was supposed to be justice.
It's supposed to be justice.
I don't...
But, it's like I'm watching Narcos, and they're showing you this Mexican government that's so corrupt. Jesus Christ. I lived in a government in New York City, which... The cops will call you and tell you, listen, we're going to bust you today. Just have a little bit of cash. Have a couple calculators. That's it.
Yeah.
They showed up, they arrested you, they put handcuffs on you. And what a coincidence that in New York City, bookmaking used to be a misdemeanor. It's a felony over the fucking bridge. Wow. Isn't that amazing? That bookmaking is a misdemeanor in New York City. You get arrested for bookmaking, you get a ticket.
Yeah.
And then if the cops take $1,000 from you, you meet them at the bar and they give you $500 back, and everybody's happy. They make the papers, you make the papers, everybody's happy. You know what I'm saying? You make the police blotter, they make the arrest. It's a fucking system.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it still like that in? I don't know about New York.
New York City.
I think they've really had to clean up.
I
their
couldn't
act.
imagine getting in trouble like a place here.
Yeah.
A place here, everybody's straight laced, but everybody wants a Maserati.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants a fucking BMW, so you
Right.
can make things happen. But I think if you have money, you could basically in any part of the country, you get the best attorney. If you watch the OJ versus show, as the show is a great show, but what you learn is if you have enough money, you hire 3 great attorneys, they'll eat you up alive.
Yeah.
And you put it's like a great basketball team. And I'm not being racist to you. I'm just saying the truth. 5 black guys, you go crazy. That's why the Celtics always won. They had Bob Cousy to slow the pace down. You got 4 fucking savages and 1 little Jew to run the show. We're gonna get a not guilty plea. You know what I'm saying? All those years the Celtics were great. Yeah, they had Bill Russell and this guy and that guy. But they always had a little white dude running the show to calm everybody down. Right. Brother, calm down. You know what I'm saying? Brother's going to be all right. He didn't mean nothing by it.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I think that the OJ thing did kind of show that, wow, the money really
it's
does
like the
work
Dallas
in this
Cowboys against a high school team.
instance.
It's like me putting the Dallas Cowboys against a high school team.
Yeah, yeah.
I get 3 high-powered attorneys. I got $10 million. I can do whatever the fuck I want. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
$3 million deep, you're rolling it.
If that was Tyrone Simpson and he was up for murdering his white wife and her
He
buddy,
would've been electrocuted.
this wouldn't even have been...
They would have electrocuted him at the jail. He would have got electrocuted.
That wouldn't even have been an issue.
Terrible accident.
But
LA County Jail
OJ, my favorite of that whole trial was the verdict at the end when they acquitted him. And Robert Kardashian, is standing next to him. The whole lawyers, they got OJ there, and the jury says, we find the defendant, Arnold James Simpson, not guilty. And Robert Kardashian, looks down, and you see him on the video. Looks down, he looks over, and you could read his face going, but he's fucking guilty. But he did this. and it just goes to show you what a high-powered, expensive team of lawyers can do. Because that motherfucker was so guilty. What a sloppy murder. You ever watch Forensic Files? It's amazing. These people try to murder someone and not get caught. They do things, and forensic, they find little fibers and everything. OJ just went there, stabs him, slits their throat, blood everywhere, sloppy mess, walks away, leaves footprint, and they don't get him. They can't get him on it. It was the sloppiest murder ever.
They missed 2 key pieces of elements. They missed fingerprints on the gate. It started raining that night.
On his gate, or
That's what a lot of people don't know. It started
scene?
raining that night. It started raining in LA. There was like a light drizzle, and they could only get a partial print, and there was some other blood, But they fucking flipped it around. They played the race card.
They made it a race thing. Yeah.
They just did beautiful stuff. The guy Barry Scheck did great work.
The DNA guy.
He's tremendous. That's the guy you show up
It was
with
amazing.
when things get dangerous.
He's the guy. He went into business after that. I guess he's still in business of exonerating people that have been in prison based on DNA evidence. So he made a whole career out of doing that.
You
It's
walk
great.
into his office, it's 200 G's.
Oh yeah.
Like just to walk in his office, think about it, it's 250 G's. Just to talk to him for an hour.
Imagine.
For him to let you know what he thinks. The type of, you got to dig the trench in the back. You got to dig up grandma's money. You know what I'm saying? What is it going to take for me not to? And he'll break it down for you.
Yeah. What's it going to take?
This one's going to cost you. I got to get 3 investigators.
I guess that's not the way it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be like, regardless of your wealth or lack of it, you're supposed to be able to get a fair shake. But you're never going to be able to hire those high-powered guys. And I don't even think it's the high-powered guy. It's who they know and who they've paid. And you can have a genius lawyer that knows all the law, but he's got no connections, so you're going to get fucked.
Listen, man, I did time, and I had tons of conversations along the way. We sit around and we goof and we have a good time, but those people don't stand a chance. Keith the cop, you know it. If a white kid gets arrested for possession and a black kid gets arrested for possession, and he's from a fucking socioeconomic fucking hellhole, he has no money for an attorney, he gets a public defender,
Yeah.
who has a caseload of 190 people, who doesn't even know the kid's name. He doesn't even know the kid's case.
Yeah.
So he gets to court that morning and he reads the docket. That's the truth. I've spoken to those
Oh,
guys.
absolutely. Yeah.
And what it feels like to have an attorney and to go, wow, I'm still doing time, but I could have done 19 years instead of 4.
Yeah.
You follow me? That's a big difference. That's a good attorney. Somebody who looks at you and said, listen, like I went and met with the law professor at the University of Colorado in Boulder. He was a Spanish dude. He was referred to me by Sam DeLuca. Because when I came out, I knew my plan already. I had grown up in that world, so I knew the stall. I knew the stall method of fucking stalling the whole system. You know, it's really funny. I was telling somebody this story the other day. I got arrested in November of 87. But in July of 85, I moved back to Boulder. And before I moved back to Boulder, this is just to let you people know the level of corruption that there is in this country. In 1985, there was a bank. And when they made a card for Anthony Cumia, they made 2 cards. One went to the bank, and one went to a guy named Lee up in the Bronx.
Shit.
And when you'd call your account in, that guy found out who it was. And they did that all the time. And there was a huge thing in New York at the time. You remember, Keith the Cop, when if it was under $50, I didn't have to call it in?
Under $50?
Yeah, so if we go to a Chinese restaurant and we spend $21 for lunch, they would just put the card on a thing and roll it and give it to you and sign. Nobody's going to look through a book of stolen cards that the letters are this fucking big.
Yeah, back in the old days, that's what they would do.
They made it hard for you to know. Like, even if you look suspicious, even if you had the ID for the guy on the card, there was 1 out of 50 people that would break the credit card book out for the week.
Yep.
And look through the numbers and go, your number don't match the number here. That card's stolen. I call police right now. And you had to run out of the fucking restaurant. But besides that, you know, credit card was a big thing. When I went to San Francisco, it was traveler's checks.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, my God. They were like stealing.
Yeah.
They were like stealing.
Just as good as cash.
A guy like you come to me and go, I'm going on vacation. Where you going? I'm going to Peru for a week with the family. How you going to go down there? You getting traveler's checks? Yeah. How much traveler's checks you get? 1,000. I give them to me. Say you stole them. And I'll give you, when they give me 1,000, I'll give you back 5. And you make 500. And I make 500. What's the big deal? I would do that.
We all win.
I would do that all day long.
That's hilarious. See, I don't even think like that.
That's how
I'm not
survived.
saying
That's how I survived.
That's amazing. Like that to
was
me
the hustle.
is brilliant.
I knew a chick that worked at Lord and Taylor at Ann, whatever, 30 fucking years ago. So I would bring her the card and go run it for me and let me know. And she'd let me know what the amount was. This is 1985.
Yeah.
But to go back to this credit card thing. So it's August of 85. It's June of 85. I get a little lump sum of money. And I'm living out in Boulder like a doctor, you know, getting up at 1, going to lunch, lifting weights, walking around, eating. And finally, when I get to like 10 G's there, I got to do something.
Yeah.
So I call my buddy, he sends me some credit cards, and I go to the local mall, and I go fucking AWOL. I mean, I'm in there, and I'm throwing the cards in the bushes, and I'm going back a week later, and I'm using them again. This goes on the whole month of July. I'm going to this mall, the only mall in Boulder.
Oh, no.
And I'm dropping shirts. You should see me. Gold chains, fucking pens, gold pens and shit. I'm like a surgeon in there. I'm just buying VCRs. I got a TV. I got everything. And one day, I get a call, and it's Foot Locker. And Foot Locker hires me at the mall. I put an application when I first got into town in June. So I take the job in Foot Locker, and I'm causing havoc at Foot Locker. I'm stealing sneakers. Some kid came in with like his communion money in an envelope, and while he was trying the sneakers, I clipped the envelope. The whole family was crying. There was like 800 in the envelope. The whole family of Spanish kids was crying.
No, he
Somebody
just wanted
lost
to get some
money.
new shoes
I
with
felt
his
so
communion.
fucking guilty, but by that time it was done. I already had to call into the drug dealer. His money was gone. You know what I'm saying? So one day,
I like how this is your answer to like getting money. Like, oh, I'm running low on money.
So one day this uniform fucking cop comes in, Keith the cop, with a detective. This uniform cop comes in, 6'4", built like a fucking treehouse. Thinks he's fucking Johnny Johnson, playing good cop, bad cop. The detective's the good cop. Mr. Diaz, can we have a word with you? How can I help you, officers? We've had a couple people in the mall say that you're the guy that used like $1 million in fucking credit cards. A couple people have described you as the guy, and then the cops got called here the other day because some kid's envelope got stolen, and one of the employees recognized you, and we want you to go to a lineup. And I go, no fucking lineup. I just moved here from New York. Listen to my accent. I'm clean. I had to go run the computer. At that time, I had been arrested one time for weed up on 178th Street. They gave me 6 months probation. But if I didn't get in trouble again in New York, they ripped it up. So I'm good to go. What do you want to do? Well, come down to the... I don't need to... I'm
yeah.
I know my rights. Well, this went on for about 10 days. They came every day. And then Tarzan started coming by himself. Every day with the fucking uniform on. You know, we got your clothes size. Pretty soon we're going to get an arrest warrant. And I'm like, listen, if you had my clothes size, you wouldn't be here right now. Take a fucking hike. After about 6 days, I had to go to New York on him. Like, I just had to... He was bugging me that much at work. And then one Sunday night, they came to my fucking door. And I came to the door, and I go, what's up, Tarzan?
Oh,
He goes, I just want to let you know that we're giving you an out on this. You should turn yourself in right now. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. I got money in the bank. Why would I use the fucking credit card? Would you knock it off with the credit card? Get the fuck out of here. And he left, and that night I packed.
I got the fuck
And I got the fuck out of there because I knew they were on my tail. This fucking cop wasn't going to stop.
Uh-huh.
This motherfucker wasn't going to stop. So 2 years later, I go back to Boulder. And I got arrested for doing 40 and a fucking 20.
Oh, shit.
And I got a little bag of weed on me. The cop gives me a break. And then I got arrested for something else. Fucking like, I didn't pay a ticket. So I knew that the police was in my future. I knew that somehow. I knew the Malouk was on me. I was running on fuel for years. And pretty soon I got arrested for kidnapping. I turned myself in. And who do you think the detective was? That fucking patrol cop that kept bugging me 2 years ago with the credit card.
Oh, shit.
So I'm trying to figure out, when is this moron going to figure out who the fuck I am? So we're in court together. Every time we're in court, I wouldn't even make eye contact with him, and he hated me.
He hated you again?
He hated me from the jump. From the time I turned myself in, he hated me. The other guy's cop name was Jimmy Kolar. When they did that thing about the girl they killed in Boulder about a year ago on CBS, he was the white-haired cop. Jimmy Kolar played the cool drug cop. The other guy played Johnny Tarzan. So finally, me and Johnny Tarzan just banged heads. But I didn't really want to bang heads with him because I didn't want him to go, hey,
Yeah, that's that
you're
guy.
the guy from a couple of years ago. So for the whole year that I was out, every time I go to court for some reason, he was there. I would say, when is this moron going to figure out I'm the guy that he was looking for 2 years ago? Never. They sentenced me, the whole thing. I came out, I'd see him, I'd wave at him. He never figured it the fuck out.
How the hell? It must have been some extenuating circumstances. The kidnapping thing. How do you get into a kidnapping fucking?
Fucking drug rip.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not like in the movies where it's like, you return this person and I'll give you this much money.
That's in the fucking movies.
Yeah, so it's like
Kidnapping is moving somebody from one room to another.
Exactly.
Without their consent.
Yeah.
That's the best, when the girl goes, oh, he pushed me and I went into the other room.
Oh, Jesus.
You're like, God damn it.
Yeah.
No, she didn't.
I know.
She fell on that floor. No, she didn't. Don't be lying to the cops.
Yeah. The legal system's fucked. I can't stand it. You talk about the stall technique. I always want shit to go fast. Like, just get it over with. And I think they bank on that. You know, they want you to take a quick deal or something like that. I think
they want you to.
Yeah. But if you make them wait, eventually they're going to be like, we got to tie this shit up.
No, that was lesson number one I was always taught as a kid.
Yeah.
I heard all the old timers talk. Don't take the first deal.
Interesting.
Tell them to go fuck the mothers up the ass. tell them to take that deal and stick it. We're gonna fucking let the taxpayers pay for a fucking
Right,
jury
right.
trial, motherfucker.
Interesting.
And you keep telling the fucking DA that go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I want this. Go fuck you. But whenever you come back to that DA, you better have something. Not like be a rat, but you better have something to twist his opinion. You just cannot go in there. So I was a letter writer. I always tell people to become a letter writer. When you die, the church or the funeral parlor automatically makes 250 obituary cards. That means that everybody knows 250 people. When a judge sees you and he sees 200 letters, he sees 250 fucking voters per letter. That sways a judge's decision.
Always comes down to that.
It sways a DA's decision, especially if they have political aspirations. They don't ever want something like that held against them. So when I got locked up, I had everybody I ever made contact write a letter. People I didn't even in Jersey, I was just paying people write letters. Get your uncle to write a letter. He's a Catholic. He came to church every Sunday. You get priest. Every letter is a voter. Every letter is a voter, whether now or somewhere down the line.
I didn't even think of that.
It's fucking crazy, all the fucking loopholes,
No shit.
And it's fucking crazy when you get locked up. That's why we live in a system. Getting locked up is like giving the criminal steroids because he comes out with a new gift. He learned something when he's in there that he didn't know before. Now he has 2 ways to make a fucking living, or 3 ways. It's not drug dealing. It's something else. That's why once you're in the system, you get caught in the system.
And you never get out.
You never get the fuck out. Because every time you get in the system, you learn something new. Somebody tells you a new fucking scam. So it's kind of weird how the system works. The system, once you're in it, they want you to stay in it. Especially today's system. If you, let's say you get arrested in Seattle and you make bail at 10 in the morning, they don't let you out till midnight. Why do you think? Why do you think, Miss America? You don't even fucking know. You're just sitting there going, what the fuck did I smoke over here? Why do you think? Because if they let you out at 10, they don't get paid for the day by the state. That $48 they get for that rotten oatmeal they give you and that fucking salami sandwich they got from fucking Steakum.
It's all about the numbers.
The bunk's gotta be filled.
So many hours.
That's the biggest businesses in this country are the biggest things are halfway houses and private prisons. It's like a fucking license to steal.
Wow.
But they just don't give you those. Somebody just taps you on the shoulder and says, hey, you want to go partners with me on a prison? You're getting a license to steal.
Yeah.
Those halfway houses, they get the property cheap. Then they get a land tax. They don't pay taxes. They get a federal fucking government loan at a low interest, but they still pay the invicts. They still put an invict in 7 people in a fucking 1 bedroom.
How the fuck?
At fucking $400 a piece. That's $2,800 per apartment. It's a business.
People don't know about this, is what it is. You just don't know.
People
you
don't.
Think,
listen.
No, the majority
People
of
who
people
are not in the
no
system
clue how it
don't
works.
know.
Right.
And they don't deserve to know about this. The people who aren't in the system that are good people, they don't deserve to know about this.
Yeah.
There's pieces like shit like me that know and try to tell people why not to get arrested and shit like that.
It's
Speaking of
quite
arrest,
enlightening.
I don't mean to ask you this if you don't want to discuss it. How is our friend Artie doing?
I'll discuss anything. Artie, yeah, he was with me
I get
for
these
about-
mixed fucking emotions about rehab. I'm not in rehab. I'm doing a comedy show. Is he in rehab or is he doing a fucking comedy
I know,
show?
that's just it. I was with him for
They let me out
8
for an
months.
hour.
An hour?
Who let you out for a fucking hour?
No one. I didn't get it. I don't know either. I try to get info on him. I care about the guy. We were, everyone loves Artie. This is the first thing you hear. Oh, Artie, I love the guy. I love him. Also, funniest motherfucker you'll ever hear. And it's true.
It's true.
People love him.
It's
and
true.
he's funny. He's one of the nicest guys. But he's got his problems. He's got his demons. And when you go to rehab, they don't let you out. This is
To
what
do a show. I
They
don't get it.
let you out to go to a bar.
Nothing. No, they take your phone.
They take everything
No
from
emails,
you.
no TV.
So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I always hope the best for him and hope he's doing well and what have you. But I've never heard of anything like getting out of a rehab for an hour to do a show at a place that serves alcohol and stuff. It just doesn't make sense.
You know, it's weird to be a comic, to be 55, to think of everything that I saw. And you could say whatever the fuck you want, you know. You were involved in some of the funniest radio shows in history.
Crazy.
Where I would laugh my ass off.
Crazy shit in those studios.
I heard when Jimmy first got on and you guys were raw and the fucking this and people fucking in churches and
it was
crazy.
Insanity.
But Artie on Stern,
yeah,
there's some episodes that just are mind-boggling. It's not even radio. It's, it's something else, you know. And for Artie, I think now it's like having PTSD. He survived that.
Wow.
You survived that.
What an interesting
Jimmy
take on it.
survived that. You know, Opie, you know. I don't know if you guys are talking. I don't know what's going on. But do you understand me?
Yeah.
When you put that into that, we all suffer from some form of PTSD, man, that we don't even know. Like there's something, you know. I got hit in the head when I was 6 at Central Park in a lunchbox. Changed my life forever. I knew a girl that hit her in the head. She was built like you, nice and thin. She got hit in the head. Next thing you know, she had 2 triple Ds. Hit the side of her brain. Her tits were bigger than fucking life. You should have seen her titties from getting hit in the head. She had little titties all her life. She got clocked in the head. Next
Amazing.
You know,
need to know the science behind that one.
It's really weird what the effects of fame do to you, what the effects of people giving you drugs. I told the story on here. You know, I did fucking coke like Artie. I know all those spots. I went back, and that's why I left New York. Holla, and I still can control my emotions.
Yeah.
In New York, I know that at 2 a.m, I could look at fucking whatever, the cop, and go, hey, let's go buy a grenade. You know, New York is the only city in the world that offers you that.
Yeah.
But at 4 a.m, I could look at you and go, we go get a kilo and a shotgun and a grenade right now up in Brooklyn. And there's open. You think I'm kidding? They're there. They're there. They're open all night. They're waiting for somebody to come and buy those guns.
Could a guy like me find it?
No. They fucking take your money and fuck you in the ass.
Oh, you'd be ripped
and then
apart.
make you swallow their load and throw you outside in the carpet.
What a tragedy.
Like the hooker in Fort Apache, the
Just
Bronx.
like that,
Right.
Remember the hooker
Roll
in
her
Fort
up in the
Apache,
carpet,
Bronx?
throw it on the
They
junk
roll
pile.
in the carpet.
That
Those
was
days, if you looked into one of those open parking lots and you saw a carpet rolled up and you smelled something in the air, you just kept walking. You didn't play in that yard.
There were just blocks upon blocks of just burnt out, bombed out buildings in New York that you would only think were in Syria. Now they're all built back up. Everything's nice, or they're gone. But yeah, when you saw a rolled up carpet after watching that movie, and you saw a lot of them in New York City, you just thought, oh, there has to be a dead hooker in there.
That's why everybody had carpeting in the living room.
Dead hooker in there, just in
somebody
case.
dies, we wrap you up. We put you outside. And there was no technology then to get a blonde hair out.
No.
If they found the blonde hair, somebody shaved their asshole here. They didn't know nothing about it.
It was
it's crazy.
Yeah, there was times me and my friends out on Long Island, we'd jump on a train, Long Island Railroad, at all hours on a Friday or Saturday night, and just go into the city just to look around. We weren't going anywhere. We weren't going to a game.
How
or
old are you now?
I'm 57.
Okay, so you remember.
Oh, I remember those days. And it was, we walked around like it was an adventure. It was just, it was danger. It was amazing. Down by the Javits Center, there were nude women just walking around.
I just went to Gotham.
It's crazy.
And the one night, I swear to that little girl I have at the house. It was early show Thursday. I take the fucking Uber back to the ferry. And I stood outside the ferry for 5 minutes and I go, what was here when I was a kid?
Yeah.
And I go, I remember what was here. 1,000 hookers, topless, letting you finger them.
It's crazy.
Disgusting. You would hang out your window. They would let you squeeze their tits.
Right.
And the 4 pimps were 4 black retarded dudes in wheelchairs that you thought they were retarded. They're in a wheelchair, like, but they shoot you with a fucking gun if you fuck with one of the hosts. And it had to be, try to explain to the people at home that this is no exaggeration.
Yeah.
Richie the Cop, was there a half a mile?
Richie the Cop.
Whatever his fucking name is. I know he's something a cop. Keith the Cop, Richie the Cop. Maybe let's just keep it whatever.
Whatever the cop, I like it.
Think of a name.
Right there, Bobby the Cop.
So he can remain anonymous.
Yeah.
So he can still get his pension. the truth, in 82 to 84,
Yeah.
would there be a half mile worth of women out there to a mile of women, endless, naked in the summers in July?
West Side Highway.
As you pulled up, because we were going back to Jersey. So we go, no.
Ninth Avenue.
Take a ride. Let's take a ride. Let's see what's going on. They would come up to the cars and take their tits out, and you would suck them. Those tits had herpes on them. They had mushrooms on them.
Meanwhile, you're sucking the guy's saliva from the car in front of you.
Disgusting. There'd be a row of cars.
Yes.
There'd be a row of cars, and all the cars would be shaking from people sucking dick.
You were there,
and you'd be in your car like a fucking, like, look at this street. Nobody would believe this.
Well, when I was in the police academy, one night when we were done, and this was early 90s, we were carpool. There was 4 of us. So we'd get beers. And one of my friends in the car goes, "Come on, let's go see the hookers. We'll go over by a Port Authority." So we go down there by Javits, and we're driving around, and we turn right in, and all the traffic like, it's just guys, it was a checkpoint, right? So here we are. Oh fuck, we're in uniform. We're in our uniforms. So we come, great shirts from the academy, come pulling up, and the cop looks in the car and he goes, Sarge, come here. These rookies want to get their cock sucked. Come over here. So Sergeant comes up to the window. He looks in. He goes, "Get the fuck out of here." And we're like, "Oh, we didn't say a word. We just fucking left." And that was it.
And what year was this?
That was 92.
Yeah.
Bro, I was long. Yeah, I came back in 93, and I got a job working at a Nissan store on 57th and 11th, maybe, down by Bonanno Insurance. And they have a hot dog stand on the corner. Yeah. Hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Bonanno Insurance. And I don't know about then. I'm talking about 10 years earlier.
No, the 80s. I remember going. It was crazy.
We would be headed back. When I started podcasting, Rogan said start podcasting. And I didn't know anything about anything, like all of us when we started podcasting. We're telling a story. And one day I was doing a podcast with Felicia Michaels. And she's sitting across from me. She's got the spittoon thing like me. So I can't really see her. So I was sick and tired.
The pop filter for everyone listening.
So I'm sick and tired of fucking talking nonsense. So I told the story. This is how this whole thing started for me. Now, I had been in movies, TV, nothing ever worked. I told the story about us going into the city. We went to a club. I don't know the name of the club. It doesn't matter. And I had a buddy who every time we went to the city, as soon as you picked him up, as soon as you got in the car, he would touch his dick and go, ooh, I'd go for a nice dick sucking. Like, that's how the night opened
Like,
up.
oh, filet mignon tonight.
Like, oof, like filet mignon.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And he would scratch his dick and he would go, ooh, I could go for a nice dick sucking. And 1 hour, every hour on the hour. Ooh,
Wow.
I'd go for a dick sucking. So whenever you went into the city with him, you could always count on him stopping and getting his dick sucked.
Yeah.
Like, it was like automatic. He was just giving you a warning. Like, at some point tonight, we're gonna have to stop. If you want to get a blowjob, I'll pay for you.
But it was easy back then, too. They were everywhere.
They were everywhere.
Yeah.
So we pull up, Now, this was when it was right around the corner from Lincoln Tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
So this was walking distance.
The tunnel
There used to be a
bunnies.
Mercedes-Benz dealer there. As you made the turn and made the right turn into the Lincoln Tunnel, there was a Mercedes-Benz dealer that kept his lights on all night. And on that corner was a fucking pretzel guy. That guy, he definitely died and wrote a note before he died. 30 years selling pretzels, sniffing that carbon monoxide from the tunnel. That guy did not have a good ending. He ended up dying like a fucking raisin.
Yeah.
That guy woke up one day and was like, fucking, I've been sniffing fumes.
Smelling exhaust and
30 fucking years.
asbestos from brake pads.
I'll never forget he biting into the pretzel and it tasted like an exhaust.
like exhaust.
So what we did was we went around the corner and I left Al with Roger. Pelly was the one that was going to get his dick sucked. And it was Al's car.
Yeah.
So Al didn't want to go get a pretzel. So me and Stinky and another guy, we walked over to get a pretzel. We were hungry. Get your dick sucked. Because I don't want to stand in this corner. I just don't want to stand in this corner. It's disgusting. There's a row of 20 cars. And the women are walking like The Walking Dead. Am I lying to you?
Oh, yeah.
They were like The Walking Dead. It's like an episode of Walking Dead. Just women walking across the street. Some of them got beat up.
Yeah.
Some of them are yelling.
Heroin. They're drugged out.
It's a
They're all
fucking
fucked up.
nightmare.
just
And
in
as a-
various states of undress.
And by that time, I was already done through all that shit. I had already walked down Broadway, and they would make you walk into strip clubs.
Yeah,
And the girl would sit on your lap and try to work you for a bottle of champagne, but she wanted 60. But before you felt her up like a savage. You were 14, your dick would get hard. You would feel her up till you got dizzy because you were like 14. And then she'd tell you, you got to buy me a bottle of champagne.
Oh, shit.
And it was $16. You're like, I ain't got $16. Get these fucking young kids out of there. But you'd have all come on your pants. You'd go into 4 different spots and come in your pants. Because they sat on you and they kissed you.
Right.
You made out with them. You didn't care if they sucked a dick.
For a kid
it was
that
the
age,
chicks making out with you.
it's amazing.
You'd be fucking, but you'd never tell nobody that making out with hookers didn't give you credibility at that age.
No.
It's not like making out with your cousin or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Which one's better?
I don't know. I never made out with my cousin, but I'm just saying that. So we would go to 6 or 7. Like you said, New York was a fucking, and especially if you were from a suburb and went.
Yeah, because that's what you did. You heard about it from your friends. It was like, oh yeah, you got to do this. And the first time you go, it's just this. You're in it's an adventure. That like you could die. You always thought like this. We could die here.
And you always had one
Tonight.
stupid friend that bought weed from the corner,
It's like,
and
what are
he
you
bought
doing?
terrible weed. It was fake weed.
What are you doing, fake
because
weed?
the guy would tell you, "There's cops around. Don't open the weed till you get down to the corner."
Right.
And by the time you got to the corner, you opened up. It was tobacco with fucking spit in it. And you went to get the guy, and the
Yeah.
guy was lost. Now, come
he's
on.
long
His
gone.
name is Flacco. There's no Flacco here.
You know Flacco.
There's no Flacco. There's no Flacco. Fucking hysterical. My buddy bought acid one time, and they sold him a piece of paper with coffee drip on it. He came back. I got beef for 40 hits, you dumb fuck. Rule number 1 is don't buy nothing on that fucking corner.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like De Niro on Christmas. Don't buy nothing. Don't buy nothing.
A guy that we were in the city with. He wasn't a buddy of mine, but it was we were doing a gig or some shit, and he comes back. He's like, "Holy shit! I just got a VCR for $50," and he's holding this box, and it's wrapped in shrink wrap that might as well have been bulletproof. You couldn't peel this stuff off, and the label for this VCR was taken from the Wiz ads. The guy just cut pictures of VCRs out, put them on the box, shrink wrapped it. And he couldn't open it on the spot because the shrink wrap literally needed a knife. So we're like, oh, open it, because we got to see what's in here. It ain't a fucking VCR. He opens, he's like, no, the guy he was all cool and opens it up. It's it was 3 bricks. 3 bricks with newspaper all around it, so it jostle around. We're like, what a fucking ass. Who's this stupid? Apparently a lot of people are. They used to have 3-card Monty on the streets. Remember those guys?
I remember 3-card
3-card Monty. And they'd have the mark, and then the guy that worked it, and then his partner who would win. There's someone winning. It's like, oh my God, the guy doing it is like, I can't believe this guy's winning.
Thousands
I'm winning.
of fucking
And then you'd be
tourists.
like, hey, wait, I want to play. And you got beat.
I was listening. So I grew up on 205 West 88th Street. And I lived there to the 3rd grade. I went to PS 166. But my mother's Cuban, so we always had a bar in Union City, New Jersey. My mom made the commute. So I was always a city kid that hung out in the city. And then my godmother, my Santeria godmother, hung out on 148th and
Santeria.
Broadway.
Oh, no.
So I'm a Santeria dude from 148th Street. So then we moved to Jersey. But I always, as a kid, my godfather would always take me to 42nd Street to watch The Love Bug. And then we started watching Charles Bronson movies, the Valachi Papers. We always got a hot dog. We walked to Victor's Cafe. That was my turf
That's cool,
as a kid.
yeah.
That was my fucking turf as a kid. So as I got older, like, I wasn't scared to go into the city. Like, I already knew how to get tickets at the Garden. I knew how to do all that shit by the age of 10 or 11.
Wow, okay.
But I still
that's...
remember being 12-ish, 13-ish, because Dominic Special died when I was 15. But I still remember going over there. We used to snort PCP.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, we'd buy fucking, they were called THC Crystal.
Wait, at 12?
12, 13,
Oh, Jesus
13.
Christ.
On Sundays and Saturdays.
Oh, my God.
We'd each tell our mothers that we were going to a karate tournament or some bullshit. And 4 or 5 of us would get 2 $10 bags. And we cut it up between the 5 of us and snort it. Get on that last bus from Union City to fucking the city. Get off at Port Authority. And we cut a deal. All right, you 3 fucking morons You go, and I'm going to take Lee with me, and we'll meet you up at Port Authority on 181st Street at 5 o'clock. So you would walk to 8th Avenue, and me and Lee would walk to 10th Avenue. But at first, we would stay together for a little while.
Yeah.
And one
all the
day
way down.
we got off Port Authority. Right there was Peep World. On the corner
They had the Peep
with
World.
the Peep Show.
A lot of Peep World.
Fucking Peep World was all over the place.
Yeah.
Then you
Like
could cross
Chuck
the
filling
street
its coffee.
and get the IDs. You get the fake New York City IDs.
Yeah.
Then you walked off the corner to Broadway. When you made that left to Broadway, this is how good I had it growing up. Across the street from that Broadway, like 30 yards away from Broadway, there was a gyro place that was there forever. I grew up with those kids in northern New Jersey. So whenever I was on 42nd Street, I went there for a gyro. It was my hideout for a minute or two. The best gyros in the world. They were fucking Greek. The Katsakas bride, fucking tremendous. No, Aramides. Helen and her brother Aramides. And he worked it for
Real
years.
Greek, yeah.
And we would go in there and eat. We all knew each, and then we would make that left. And you would come out where the fucking thing spins around and tells you the news bulletin. And that whole street, we were all on PCP.
Oh my.
That whole street was banging this one Saturday. It was a beautiful day to be alive. Had to be about 1 in the afternoon. We walk about 50 yards, and there's a guy playing 3-card Monte. And he had a circle around him.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
these people were throwing cash and traveler's checks, and they would have the lookout, and then they would go, cops! And they would blow the table up, and the guy would sit there going, I just lost 1,800.
Ah,
All the police
yeah.
It was fucking brilliant how they did it. But there's one day I'm there with this kid, Dominic, Carlos Perez, who's still alive, Dominic's brother, Sabatino, who's 2 years younger. He was like 9. We had him in the city already with us. And we're watching the streetcar Monte, and I fucking put $10 down and I lose. And this Dominic Special kid, God rest his soul, looks at me and he's like, what are you, an asshole?
Yeah.
They're running a fucking scam. Didn't you know that?
It's all a scam.
All of us.
No one wins.
Anthony, as he's looking at me, he looks down, and I see him. Anthony, as he's calling me an asshole
no.
and a fucking dumb spick, he's saying all this shit to me. I thought you were more street knowledgeable.
Oh,
You
no.
don't know that this is a fucking scam. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of his eye, I see one of the cards get him, and I see him slowly get hypnotized, and he goes in his pocket.
Yeah.
And he put a fucking 10 down.
I
and
can
boom,
win this.
He lost because the guy used to bend the cards. That's how they get you. They didn't even bend the cards and show you the fucking card bent. And you still couldn't fucking get it. And I'll never forget him calling me an idiot. And all of a sudden him losing and going, fuck you. And now for like 10 blocks we called each other, who's the dumb fuck? You're the dumb fuck. Well, you lost first. I wouldn't have lost if you wouldn't have lost. If I wasn't standing there, fuck you.
That's how they do it,
We
man.
would fucking take that fucking
They
poison
hypnotize you.
and try to make it back to 181st Street. And then we'd either walk the bridge and take the bus from Fort Lee back to North Bergen. Walk the bridge, dog. You know how many times I walked that fucking bridge? In 93, they already knew that people were coming over from Jersey to buy drugs up in Washington Heights. So they were monitoring the cars, but they weren't monitoring the fucking savages like me. I would walk over like I owned the joint. You know what I'm saying? I would walk over, walk right under the bridge, go right there, get my little half ounce of Tutulutz, walk right back to Broadway, stop at the Cuban joint 2 blocks up from the hospital, get myself a little boliche with some rice and beans, fried bananas. I'd kill an hour, and then I'd walk back. They'd forget all about me. Who the fuck is this guy?
How are they gonna forget about a 12-year-old kid walking around?
No, by this time I was a grown man.
Okay.
You fucking Momo.
I couldn't imagine.
This is 93 when I was doing comedy. I was just starting to do comedy, and I was selling cars in the city, and I went back to do a short stint doing comedy, and that's how I lived in Fort Lee. So instead of paying the $2 for the bus, I just walked across the fucking bridge.
What, did someone just say you're a funny motherfucker? Why don't you go do some comedy?
Yeah,
That's pretty much it. Right?
I used to wake up in the morning, go to Safeway in Fort Lee, and steal a box of what's that shit women use for yeast infections?
Monostat 7.
7. I'd steal 2 boxes from the Safeway, walking across the bridge, and up in Washington Heights, all those crazy fucking Spaniards up there, they live with yeast infections. So I would sell it to the bodegas for half price. It was like a scam every day.
Brilliant.
They brought aspirins and yeast infections.
You saw a fucking
No, I knew junkies.
No, you saw the market.
I didn't saw nothing. I didn't see nothing.
The marketplace.
I knew a guy that was a professional junkie. He lived off heroin. And I go, how do you shoot every day? He goes, easy. I steal Monistat 7. I sell it in the city. He goes, those fucking Spanish people, they all got yeast infections.
You gotta find the
They got
niche.
kids when they're 14 and shit. So
Who would have thunk it?
can you fucking believe that?
Monistat 7.
1993. Whatever cures the yeast infection, I'd bring it over there. I'd have a suit on.
How much do you get for each box?
Like $40. I'd have a
Oh,
suit
shit,
on. I'd have a suit on. I was selling cars on 11th Avenue, 10th Avenue, at either Midtown Nissan. I worked at like 2 places. I never worked at a Damascus place. I didn't like them. I worked at the Nissan store and the Jeep store. But there was days I had no money. I was a junkie.
Oh my god.
So I would take a shower, walk to Fort Lee. I would have a briefcase and everything. I would put both things in there, some Anacin, whatever, vitamins.
Like you're the salesman for
And
fucking
then I would
Monistat.
walk over the bridge, go
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Heights, something in the bodega, get like $60 to get the day started, and we'll take it from there.
How the fuck?
I would eat breakfast like a doctor, get a bag of weed while I was
Like
there,
a gentleman.
and then I'd go sell cars. And then when I ran out of money in the daytime, at night, I was such a scumbag, I'd go into cars and take the quarters. All the cars that were there for service, I'd take all the tokens and shit. The next day I'd come back, all my tokens are gone.
It's before cameras, so
I'd be there with the suit on, and
Yeah.
the service guy would go, some motherfucker keeps stealing the tokens out of the cars. I'm going to find who the fuck it is and get him fired. Every night it was me, 8:45. I'd steal 20 tokens and sell them at the bar. Here, have a token.
now you can't do that.
Give
shit.
me a blast of Coke. I'll give you a token.
I just saw recently a video of some guy working at a car dealership or a
Oh, yeah,
maintenance
nah.
pla- and the camera's on him.
It's tough.
and he's taking the money. He's taking change, a few dollar bills or something, and then you see him look at the camera, and he gives it this look, and then leans in closer to it, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I'm fucked. That's it. You're done. They got you. There's no film in there. You can't take it and
They got
break
you.
it. They
It's a
got
different
you.
world
It's
now.
somewhere
You
else.
can't do nothing.
Yeah, now you're on camera everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like, because you talk about those old days and some of these little scams and things that people work. Done. It's ancient history. Can't do it
grew
anymore.
up in my stepfather was a very, not paranoid because of drugs. He was very conscious. And over the years, the education I got from him was like he didn't talk in front of a phone.
Really, not
Like
even.
he would even if he had to talk to you, come on, let's go outside.
Yeah.
He didn't talk close to glass, even in the 70s.
Wow.
Because he knew about the parabolic mic.
Yeah.
And he
Getting the
would tell me,
vibrations
like
off
they
the
got in
glass.
like they got in the NFL, he would tell me. They use that shit, the feds. Alexa, forget it. He would smash it with a hammer.
Yeah.
You bring Alexa in his house, he would smash it with
It's
a hammer.
a rat right in your
A
house.
cell phone he would never have, but there was something I was going to tell you. I forgot about, like his code. Anyway, who gives a fuck, Anthony?
Yeah, it's a different world now.
New York is, and that's why I say to you, like when I go to New York now, I remember places by landmarks. Those landmarks aren't there anymore.
Oh, they're gone. Yeah.
I am in shock. When I go to my hometown now, I am in shock.
Yeah.
I am in shock. Like every time I go to my hometown, I fucking, it's like the first 24 hours is like, how much more are they going to build?
They figured it out. I guess they could make a lot more money that way, just plowing stuff over and changing these neighborhoods over. That's why we were talking before. They you could tell when it's happening. They put in the coffee place, and they put in a nice little boutique and a Whole Foods and things like that. And then before you know it, there's a bunch of hipsters in there and white dudes, and the indigenous population is fucking gone. And I don't know where they go.
I read an article a couple years ago in the Boston Globe that a lot of the new luxury buildings they're building are empty. Like people from China have so much money that they buy it as like, oh, I own this. If I need money, I'll sell it. Like they'll never see their apartments.
Oh, they don't want to even rent it. Like actually go in there and,
Right? Yeah,
and live
they,
there.
they just have it as part
fucking-
of their portfolio.
Yeah, those
Like how much are
Chinese.
these apartments over here? Like 25,000, 3,000 for a 1-bedroom. I know in New York that's not much, but for LA,
Yeah,
that's
it's all
great.
relative.
New
Yeah.
York is just the rents. It just, but it goes all the way. I mean, guys, it's grown.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
the days of, I don't want to buy a house. I can't afford to buy one of these houses in this neighborhood.
It's crazy.
$1 million house. I don't need $1 million house.
You know what's fucked up? $1 million house these days
It's nothing.
is not. It's
nothing.
not like when you thought, oh, $1 million house is going to be a mansion.
A fucking yard. I don't have a neighbor for a mile.
Yeah, now it's like, oh, $1 million house. Well, you could fix it up. I go, $1 million bucks. I don't want to fix her upper for $1 million.
No,
I'm gonna move in, but you know, times they
I'm waiting
have
to see
changed.
what happens with all this shit the next year or two. The kid's still young. We could readapt somewhere.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You know, I would love to stay in California. The question is, where do you go?
yeah. There aren't
do you
many
go?
places that are any better or worse, or you know, because I look at New York and go, the second I can stop, I need to broadcast from Midtown. We get guests and things like it. It's New York City, but the second I'm done, you think I'm staying there? Pay those ridiculous fucking taxes, sit on those ridiculous laws that infringe on every constitutional right that you have. I want out of there. But like you said, where do you go? Every state, it's pretty much the same bullshit. You get some are a little better than others with some of the laws and taxes and things, but for the most part, you're just shelling out money. You know, when you stop working, you still have to pay money. Like they still want taxes and stuff. It's like, I'm done. I retired. If you retire, I want to just be done and live out my life. Why do you still have to keep doling money out to these motherfuckers? It's ludicrous, man. It's fucking, how did we agree to any of this shit? Weren't they supposed to be representing us when they go to Washington and then they come back with, well, here's the new law. And you're like, who represented me on that? I wouldn't agree to that shit. I got to pay money. Like insane amounts of money, even if I don't work anymore. Fuck
I do
them.
not
Maybe
believe-
Belize, right? Is that where you want to go, Keith?
I do
Belize.
not believe the taxes we pay.
It's
You
crazy.
never thought about it as a child.
No.
You never thought about it. Now as an adult, I look at it and I just shake my fucking head. And that's the cost for freedom.
Yeah.
That's the cost
Apparently.
for a lot of things in there. But we're really paying a VIG. It's just hidden.
Yes.
It's the same VIG they pay in Russia, only here it's hidden. You know, 30 years ago, this VIG wasn't this exuberant.
No.
This VIG has grown, and it's growing every year. And, you know, I don't know nothing about it. I'm not a tax accountant. I'm not H&R Block's nephew.
That's what they do. They keep it so complicated.
But my wife's an accountant. And when she shows me that shit, my fucking heart stops.
It's fucking
My
nuts.
heart stops. My heart stops.
How did we agree to that?
I work, you know, I gotta go on the road. I gotta carry luggage. You know, on the road, the fucking prices are exuberant.
Yeah.
You go to we went to a hotel. The Boston Red Sox were playing the Yankees. The hotel's doubled up in fucking
Christ,
Boston.
of
The weekend I
course.
was there, you know, it's like you have no idea, you know, the amount of tips you dole out, you know, the volume that you need to do, I can't do anymore. Mm-hmm. To really, really, really bite into comedy. I'm too old for it. When I don't like to burn out. I like to do the podcast twice a week and then do stand-up for a week and then have a couple weekends off. And, you know,
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys.
Relax at this
To
point.
really
What the
do
fuck?
it, it's to do it every week and to do 2 theaters a night and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it in me. I don't want to be that guy. That's not what I signed up for.
And how about some downtime just to fucking recharge or relax or enjoy yourself? You can't even do that now because you got to keep pushing and pushing to pay that VIG that you're talking about.
You know, I look at these houses in Woodland Hills. I'm not a fucking idiot. And I know one thing. I know what it is to fucking starve. And it's because I starved years ago because when I was married, I didn't know what VIG meant every month. You got to keep your VIG fucking low, Jack. It's got to stay low at every effort. I drive a Subaru. It's a great fucking car. It's $264 a month. And I don't drive to San Diego and back no more, so you're not going to bang me under 50 cents a mile. I'm not a fucking Uber driver. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, I look at, and it's not being shrewd or cheap. It's just getting the most for your fucking dollar in today's fucking economy. You know, it's a fucking nightmare.
It's crazy.
It really is. And what happens when the tickets stop selling? And what happens when the TV shows?
That's what you got to worry about.
And
Yeah.
what happens if your VIG is still 12 G's a month? You know, I could borrow 1,200, Keith the Cop. I could borrow 1,200, 12,000. That's a tough.
That's a
borrow,
tough one to borrow.
A tough one to borrow.
I hear you, man.
You know, I come to you like a man. I go, Anthony, I'm having a rough month. I need to borrow $264 for my Subaru. You'll give it to me with a smile.
That's
if I come
no
to you and
problem.
say I got to pay $600 for my Porsche, you're gonna go, Joey. It's time to suck
Maybe
dick
it's not.
or sell the fucking Porsche. You know what I'm saying? It's time to suck dick or sell the Porsche. You gotta make up your mind on that one, on what you want.
And there's just no accountability to it either. Like if I was paying this amount of taxes and I got this list of everything that was being done and thought,
With
wow,
my money, a school.
that's pretty good. What's my money
know.
going for? Right. But these motherfuckers are all the most corrupt scumbags. How the fuck is someone like Pelosi and Warren and all of them, even Republicans, how do they go into public service, the noble occupation of public service, and leave multimillionaires with the greatest houses not anywhere near their constituency? You know, they don't live in the areas that the people they represent. They live in these amazing houses. How does that happen? How did you, the person that was supposed to go to Washington in lieu of myself to represent me and tell the upper echelon of government what I need back where you live, how did you end up fucking rich? And I'm sitting here paying you to go and tell them what I need. It's fucked. It's not the way it was supposed to be. And we eat it. We sit there and eat it because there's no recourse. What are you supposed to do? Revolt? They'll throw you in fucking prison in a second. You even start talking about the fact that you're dissatisfied with the government these days on social media, and they'll either throw you off or they'll call you something, a ist or a phobe or whatever it is. But you have no recourse to go after the government. You think votes do it? The closest we got is Trump. We voted in a fucking maniac, and I love it. I couldn't be happier. I wanted a monkey wrench thrown into the works. And he's hilarious, so at least I'm getting my money's worth there. But other than that, where do we go to say, I don't like the idea that this person supposed to be representing me is making a fortune, and we have to pay more and more every year? Like you said, how about you're done with work, all that money you made, maybe things slow down, and now you have to still pay them? I paid you a fuckload when I was doing really well. Now maybe things aren't doing so well. You're going to cut me a break? Oh, no?
They're worse than the mafia.
Of course they're worse. They are. They're worse than the mafia.
You know, it's so weird how I grew up in Hudson County, and it's like the second most corrupt town. When I left Hudson County in '83, I knew I didn't like politics. Like I had already said to myself, why would somebody do a job for $28,000 out of the kindness of their heart? You're not going to pull that on Uncle Joey. Tell that to your fucking aunt who believes in that shit. Because they know there's something in the back end.
Of course.
Okay? So if I saw that at a micro level, think of what it is at a macro level. There's that lady in Mississippi who put the Confederate hat on and said they should hang people and lynch people and all this shit. Did you see all the people that gave her money that want their money back?
Isn't it crazy?
So what do you do with this money? What do you do with all these contributions? You really use them? No. You use half of them and you fucking cook the books, and now you live like a fucking doctor.
You live great.
You know, I mean, if you don't know this as an American, there's something wrong with you.
It
If you
sits
buy
there.
in that they're really in there for you,
Ah.
if this is what you really want to do,
You
then
dummy.
go for it.
But you're a dummy.
Today I'm sitting there watching. Oh, listen, I watched at 3:30. I stop when my daughter goes to karate at 4. But at 3:30, I don't give a fuck. I watch World News Tonight just to see what they got to say at 3:30. I can't even wait till 6:30. I got to watch the 3:30 one, all right? I see a bunch of people with red shirts jumping up and down, right? I'm like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck? A bunch of fucking retards jumping up and down with red shirts. I thought they solved cancer or the Rubik's Cube or something. They landed in fucking Mars. Like, I give a fuck. Neptune or Venus. I don't give a fuck. There's people that are homeless out there. There's people that are starving. I thought you cured the HIV. I thought you cured hepatitis C. A bunch of white people jumping up and down. Only white people give a fuck about Mars. Black people don't give a fuck about Mars. Those Nicaraguans that are getting fucking
don't give a
shot
fuck
with
about
fucking with tear gas. Ask them, put them on Jeopardy and ask them about
funny,
Mars.
man.
They don't know nothing about Mars. They don't want to
care.
know about Mars, and they don't care about Mars. Only fucking white people with purple shirts on are jumping up and down, high-fiving. because a camera landed in Mars.
Yeah.
It took 8 years. I give a fuck. Really?
I noticed the astounding lack of
know.
diversity in that room.
We could have fucking not one Puerto Rican in there.
No.
All white, not one Puerto Rican, not one black. You know what NASA stands for? Don't even make me tell you. Don't even make me tell you what NASA stands for. They just spell it differently.
Jesus
They
Christ.
just change the words around. You know what I'm saying? NASA. Take a look. S for Spix. N, I don't even want to say it. And AA, that's fucking KK and fucking Pig Latin or some shit.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. You're going to believe in these people. What the fuck is
No,
wrong
they're
with you?
all full of shit.
I sit there and I don't like none of them. I've never liked none of them. I'm like the fucking guy. I never trusted him. I'm like Tony Montana.
Yeah, yeah.
I never trusted those people.
I never trust
They're
them.
all evil. They all get into it for a fucking, there's an underlying reason.
That's all of them get into that. You
Nobody takes the pressure of the world for $225,000 a year.
No.
You can make that selling cars.
Yeah, why would you have to be? You
Because
are the
there's a
blame
back
of
end to that.
everything.
You are the blame of everything.
Everything that happens, they blame you for.
$225,000. That's why you want to be the most powerful man in the
Yeah,
world.
yeah.
Because you get Secret Service protection for the next 10 fucking years for you
Yeah.
and your fucking family. No, because there's something on the back end
There's
of that.
some, and even these other people, the representatives, the Congress, senators, they all have an interest. Everything they do, when they get that war chest, they talk about, that we got donations for our election. Then they go to a union and they go, we're going to make a contribution to the union. Just make sure all you guys vote for me. And they put the strong arm on all the union members to vote a certain way because they got paid off. It's no different than the mob. It's mafia tactics. It's extortion. It's bribery. It's all that shit. But somehow, when they do it, it's legal and it's the American way and it's our democracy at work. I don't
went to
get
the
it.
doctor the other day. About a month ago, and we're talking, and he looks on my fucking prescription list. He goes, "So what are you on right now these days?" And he looks at my prescription list, and he goes, "Uh-oh, I got to get you off that. I got to put you on something else." Okay. I get home, I give my wife, I got to go to CVS. I pick the prescription up. My wife goes, "What's this for?" I go, "The doctor said not to take Sardivan no more, whatever the fuck for blood pressure. Take this one." She goes, "What happened?" I go, "I don't fucking know. I don't know. He tells me what to do, I do it." Well, my wife, being white married as she is, she gets online and she investigates it. It's just a whore pill. It's just this fucking pill that they put chalk in it. And she did the research on it. Okay, how did that get through? It's election time. You go to, I don't know, let's say the board is 7 people who vote. You go to 4 of them and say there's more money if that comes from, if this gets fucking passed. The FDA passes it. That's why you see these prescriptions come out all at one shot. Synerva. Never again. Now there's one if you fucking suck dick a lot. Did you see that one? You want to suck and fuck? We got it for you. This will help you not get the HIV. You'll get the half a HIV.
I
You'll
saw
get
that
a
one.
cough but no spots.
They show a bunch of like gay dudes.
Yeah, they show the transsexual dude.
Yeah.
I take it every day. and
Take
shit.
this one. And
Take this one.
suck dick.
How the fuck does that get passed? That's a 90-day scam. And then in 2 years, you're watching late night TV. Did you take that pill to fucking suck like an animal? You too can call us right now.
Now call us.
And sue us. Are you suffering from all of a sudden? since
If your balls fell off.
when I was a kid, every pussy I ate tastes like talcum powder. Every time you fingered a girl, talcum powder was on your hand. Like you fingered somebody, you had talcum powder. You finger a Catholic girl, you have talcum powder. All of a sudden, everybody's pussy's rotten from talcum powder.
Now
I
it's
watch
talcum
TV
powder.
late
Yeah.
night.
Have
They
your
blame it-
ovaries fallen out? Yeah.
They blame it on talcum. That's the best pussy I ever ate. It kept it dry. It kept the inside. It was like putting like aluminum foil on a chicken. It kept the inside. It kept the outside fresh, but the inside had that
was
wang to it.
Fresh and moist.
Yeah, the inside had that fucking yin juice in it. When you open up, the little pink meat came out. That's what talcum powder
Right.
is for. To keep the
Yeah.
sweat. You don't want. And in the 70s, you had that little hair bush.
Oh, a lot. Yeah,
You gotta calm the gyro. It smells like a little gyro. You gotta calm the gyro. Calm the gyro. Calm the gyro. Calm the gyro.
That was you used to have to like
Oh, my
pull
God.
aside like a Venus flytrap.
Like from the 70s on, the bush got smaller.
Yeah.
Then in 79, 78, when Julius Erving in the ABA, the big bush made a comeback. I used to date a girl that had a bush that came out from the sides.
Wow.
It was the sexiest thing ever.
That's crazy.
The hair came out from the sides, and it was like long. When it got wet, she could pet it like a little pet fucking monkey. The Kardashians would have a night. The Kardashians would be just petting their pussy if this is 20 years ago.
They went through a few stages. They had the landing strip and the
Right.
Hitler mustache
Right, the
little
Hitler
thing,
mustache.
and then when it went completely wood floor, that like freaked some people out. But then now I think the bushes make a little more of a comeback
I like something.
because you got to
feel
know where
creepy.
you are.
That bald fucking pussy makes you feel creepy.
It was.
You're looking around for a camera.
We used to
a
call it.
fucking rattle. You don't know what the fuck to look for.
We used to play a game on the O&A
Girl
show
Scout
called
cookies.
Guess What's in Your Pants, and we'd have a girl and she would rub the phone on her pussy, and we'd have to guess if it was a landing strip, a Hitler mustache, or she was fully shaved or anything. And you could hear like if we go, all right, now go side to side. And you hear like, and you knew it was like a landing strip because it was getting that staticky sound just for a little split second, like Morse code. And then if it was completely bald, we called it the Jean Benet. Really, just so rank, so offensive. but the Jean Benet was actually the loudest one because it had nothing to pat it on. It was just rubbing on skin. So a lot of girls participated, though. They liked that stuff. That was the old shock jockery of the old days. Now it's not even. But now, who are you going to shock on radio?
Now you get sued.
First of all, you get sued. The Me Too movement will come after you. And then the other thing is, you pick up your phone. Go ahead. Watch videos you can see on there. Who's shocking anyone on a microphone from a radio station anymore?
Well, I grew up in Boston, and I forgive me if I'm wrong, but I remember having this bumper sticker as a kid that said "Whip 'em out Wednesdays."
Yeah,
that was you,
wow.
right?
Yeah. We did the Whip 'em Out Wednesday. You put a sticker on your car, and it was if a girl saw it and felt so inclined, she would flash her tits at the guy with the wow sticker. So they were everywhere because guys thought, if there's a chance I could be in traffic on the way home and see tits.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So people were slapping these wow stickers all over the place. And, we got some shit from that, from the Stadies, the Massachusetts Stadies were like, this is obviously a very dangerous process. We don't want people showing it was, it's fucking Boston.
How many times did you guys get fined by the FCC?
The funny thing is about CBS Radio, they never got fined. What they would do is litigate with the FCC and pay a contribution. So that way their record was clean the whole time. And they said, well, we've never paid an FCC fine. But they would make contributions. So we had probably 3 or 4 of those. But complaints, up the ass. Just every time we turn around, somebody would be writing... and you used to have to write a fucking letter. Could you imagine having the gumption to get a pen and paper, find out where the FCC is, write, I was very offended, my dear sir, and stamp out to the mailbox? Just insanity. What kind of mental patient?
I used to get letters mailed to me at the comedy store.
Letters.
Like I went to your show the other night. I was never so offended.
Could you believe it?
And I would go, wow, who the fuck would go home? Somebody whose wife is not sucking their dick.
Yeah.
That's the only reason you would go home after a comedy show and write a letter. Because if your wife
do
sucks
that.
your dick, you're like, fuck it. The comics suck. I don't.
Because they're either extremely passionate about what they write you about,
Yes,
or they're
yes.
fucking mental patients. And that's something that's lost now in social media. People now, they get on Twitter or Facebook or whatever it is, and they could just go, you suck, or what you did sucks. And we talk about the old days, like Frank Sinatra. He could do a show. Frank Sinatra never opened a letter that said, hey, Frank, you suck, by some anonymous guy. Because the guy would have to sit there and find out, where was Frank playing? Who was his publicist? Who do I write to? What do I do? How do I get to Frank Sinatra? Nowadays, people have too much access to just tell people they suck for no other fucking reason. These people that have accomplished nothing in their own lives now have access to people that have done pretty cool shit just to tell them that, they're assholes, they suck, they're ugly, this, whatever the fuck it is. I think people have a little too much access now to other people.
It's great to read when you post a video on YouTube, the comments.
The comments are ridiculous,
It really
right?
is great to read
Right?
what people say to you. And when people and you look at it, and the first year or two, it does cut you.
It hurt a bit.
It does cut you the first 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And then after that, you have to think about their situation.
Right.
And think about your situation and look at it from a different logistic and go, what? I would never do that.
Who would do that? Right.
You know what your chances are of me yelping? I'll make you a deal. I won't yelp and I won't read yelp.
Ever.
I'll make my assumption on my fucking home, okay?
Yeah.
If I go into your place and it sucks, I'm not going to tell nobody. Unless somebody goes to tell me that I love, that they're going to go eat at your fucking dumpy place. And I'm going to tell them not to go there. That sucks. But nothing's going to make me go online and report you.
And to the world, you're going to tell the world that you think that sucks.
You know
Who
what?
the fuck are you?
You fucked up. You fucked up. You made a bad choice. There was something that was tremendous up the corner, but you chose there. You knew it was good, but you chose there because you wanted to be new and adventurous. Well, here, eat your fucking adventure between my legs. Okay? And I've seen it happen with tons of people that want to be new and adventurous. That one down the corner has been there for 80 years for a fucking reason.
You know it's good.
You know,
right.
I was telling you about before that I love you to death. I've always respected you. The fucking voices and the shit that you would do early on and all that. But you have a show, and I tell you that it's 4 to 6, and you're not going to catch me in the city between 4 and 6.
No.
It's not going to happen. I already did that
Animals
years ago.
in the city.
But it's so weird how I just don't like straight. Like, I got to stop smoking this marijuana. What was I going to say, Keith the cop? I know you're watching me and shit.
I like the idea of slowing down a bit. Like years ago, first doing the O&A show and first getting into radio, I wanted to balls out, 110 miles an hour, just whatever. And you get to a point now where it's kind of like, I want to enjoy myself a little more now. I don't want to have to work as hard in order to play, you know? And I think it goes with going through your 50s. I honestly think that. Like, by the time you hit 50, you're not an old guy. You're not ready to fucking cash it in. But you know what? As you go through your 50s, you kind of want to fucking chill a little more. I don't need as much danger in my life or you know, it was cool to kind of go out as a younger guy and not get into trouble, but potentially get into trouble, to skirt trouble a little bit with your buddies and everything. That ain't me anymore. Like, I can't be bothered. I want to relax.
It's amazing the things that don't even bother asking me. There's 1,000 things that ship sailed.
Right.
Like, do you want to go to a Rams game? No.
No.
You want to go to a Giants game? Not in a million fucking years. Like, I don't ever want to go to any of those games again. I'm not ever going to pay $50 to your fucking parking.
It's miserable.
I paid $15 to go see the Knicks with Bernard King. You know, I paid $15.50 for Pink Floyd The Wall at the Nassau Coliseum in 1980.
Yeah.
You want $400 for a ticket now? Shame.
For $400 for a ticket.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame on you. You know, there's so many things that I am over.
Done.
Like, you hit a certain age. For me, I think it was like 44 or 45. Like, I've always been a little outside of the box. I've never really believed in what most people believe in. You know, I got away with murder for years, so that whole fear thing has been gone. But something happens once you realize that you don't have much time left.
Oh, shit.
Because that's the reality.
Yeah,
when you wake up.
You're over the hump.
When you turn 50 and everybody comes in the room, surprise! Oh my God! What does it feel like to be 50? And you're like, it feels great. And that night you're home by yourself, and you're like, I'm 50.
You go.
There's no turning back now. If it's a time to become religious, it's today. It's today. If there's a time to really do what I want to do, it's today.
Yeah, you're over that hump.
I don't have 2 hours in the 405 to come meet you at a seafood place for lunch. You know, whatever you got to tell me on the fucking phone. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
Call me and tell me. I'm not driving 2 hours. Those are 2 hours that I could be sitting there listening to the Eagles, Hotel California.
There you go.
Smoking dope. That's constructive.
Enjoying yourself. Relaxing.
Yourself.
Yeah.
You know, it's so weird how you look at things and go, nope.
Yeah. No.
The knowledge, the wisdom, like you already know.
You just
look
know,
at something and you already see. It's like watching Everybody Hates Chris. When he would look at something and he'd think about it,
assess it, and
you don't
know
even
it.
have to.
Yeah.
You don't even have to. Like I've been down this street already twice.
Yeah, that's just it. You use all your experiences that you've had in your life, and you can assess something very quickly now and go
Quickly.
No,
You just see it coming a
I know
mile
that.
away.
I brought that right back
Yeah,
up. I've
yeah.
been through it. I've seen it before, and this is how it plays out. So no,
No,
fuck
I'm not
that.
doing it.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
It's I love my daughter, and I seen what Hollywood does to kids.
Oh my God, yeah.
I've seen what living in this area does to kids. I see kids of successful people, how they're raised, how everything is material, but there's really no love there. That affects you. That affects you, I try to, like I said, I go on the road every other week, twice, and even then I just canceled the week this morning. I woke up this morning and said, I'm not going to the
Fuck
second
this.
week of
Yeah.
January. I'm done.
See, because you know,
Yeah, I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
going to stay here. I'm not going to go back to LAX till March.
enjoy yourself.
I'll fly to Burbank till fucking March now. That's it.
You know what's
That's it.
hilarious too? We're walking around, kind of driving around the area, Hollywood, West Hollywood especially. It's hilarious. And I'm like, I haven't seen men. I don't see men out there. I see a bunch of these withery guys that are hashtag Me Too and all that. And I see gay dudes. Like, where are there men? I see a lot of pickup trucks. I see a lot of men. They're usually synonymous with pickup truck. Maybe if there's hay in the back, they're going to feed their horses or something. But I'm looking at, we passed a bar on the way here. It was called Flaming Saddles. I'm like, boy, if that isn't a gay bar. What a great name for a
Where
gay
is it?
bar.
In Hollywood?
Yeah, of course.
Hollywood.
There's a Hollywood. I'm going, you can't mistake and go in and go, oh shit, I didn't know what this was.
Once you
Flaming Saddles.
Once you get to Hollywood, man,
It's debauchery.
it's a sad situation.
Yeah.
down there. If you look at it from perspective, and I'm very happy I never became one of those people. Yeah, I wanted to come out here and I wanted to succeed in a way, but not to do that.
At that cost. Oof.
At that cost.
Yeah.
At having to go to premieres and talk to people who you would not talk to on a daily basis in any of your fucking lives.
Yeah.
To dress a certain way, to act a certain way, to have that certain, vocabulary. You watching Narcos, it's really funny.
I watched a couple episodes
The
when it
wife
first started.
yells at him and she goes, no matter how much money you spend, you're never going to be one of them.
Right.
And once you know that going in, it makes your life a lot easier here in LA. What you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. Anthony, I like you. But if it means me going to your stupid fucking movie and telling you it's good, if that's what you really want,
Right.
won't you rather have one of your friends come up to you and say, Anthony, that's the biggest piece of shit
Right. Sincere,
I've ever seen in
honesty.
your life.
Right.
You're not going to get that here.
No.
So that goes, and it goes from the parents. This is why I want to get my child out of here.
Yeah, no
Because the
shit.
apple don't fall far from the tree. I see the 5 o'clock class at karate, and I see the girls that are a little older. Oh, my God, I love your blouse. Who loves your blouse? Mind your business. Who says, I love your blouse? Oh, my God, I love your shoes. Shut the fuck up. Everybody I hung out with wore Converse. That's it. I don't love your shoes because I got the same fucking ones, all right? They come in either white or black. That's
it.
Now you get them in navy blue with a dash of yellow. Get the fuck out of here. It's amazing what has happened.
Yeah.
And we've witnessed it. Especially like I said to you, every time I go back to New York, it takes my limit is 3 days. Because
Decompress,
the 4th day, it settles in.
Yep.
To think that Jacob Javits was this disgust. New York was just, look at the old videos of New York.
I love watching those.
And I love that. When you see the fucking, I still remember living on 88th Street, and like every once in a while, a rat would get like insomnia and would come out in the daytime. I felt bad for that rat. We would chase it down the street. We would hit it with
Poor
rocks,
bastard.
run over it with a bicycle, and then at the end, light him on fire.
Oh, Christ.
We did everything for that fucking rat. We beat him. He'd be half mortified. We hit him with sticks, rocks. We'd run over him with a bicycle 1,000 times until we heard a crunch.
Oh,
And then we
shit.
lit him on fire to make sure.
He shouldn't have come out.
He shouldn't have come out.
Yeah.
You drive on those streets now. There's no kids in those streets.
No, that's just it. I don't know where they went.
When I went to New York this last time, we took the long route home one night. I was like, wow, my neighborhood looks like, and in my neighborhood, they got cameras
Oh yeah, everywhere.
everywhere. In my neighborhood in Jersey, if me and you meet up on a corner within 6 minutes, a cop will be on that corner asking us what we're doing there.
Yeah.
Like, that's the...
There's cameras in Manhattan. You walk around Manhattan, you're never off camera. You are constantly on a camera somewhere. And then with the stuff that most people don't know about, the facial recognition scanners, your plate scanners, when you drive into New York City, your plate is automatically read and everything's run. There's a record of everywhere you've been, everything you do. And I love how like early on, remember Easy Pass when that first came out? Everybody's like, oh, this is fucking awesome. I don't have to wait on that long line and pitch the change in. And you're like, oh, it's convenient. I like that. And then you read the first story about a guy getting a divorce, and they used Easy Pass records to see where he was going to his girlfriend's house and whatnot. And you're like, oh, so they could use this. So they present you something as a convenience. Like it'll always, whatever fucks you over is presented as a convenience. Like Alexa, that thing you're talking about. You put it in your house, and it's not a magical, all the answers aren't in there. When you talk, it goes somewhere. And then it comes from somewhere else, and then it talks. So everything you say is on record somewhere to be used after it's subpoenaed for a case or
This
a criminal case.
phone, this
Your
little
phone
hole.
itself, exactly.
That little hole right there.
There
They're
it is.
watching you.
They're watching
listening
you.
to you. They
And it
know
sounds
exactly where the
paranoid,
fuck you are.
but they're
I'm not
watching
doing
you.
flow. I can't be paranoid. I haven't looked out a window
Right.
in years. You understand me?
I hear you.
I can't be paranoid. I know through all this shit.
But it's always presented as a convenience, and that's what fucks you.
Listen, when you go on a plane, till this day, I think those mirrors are two-way.
Oh, you think?
I wouldn't. Why not? You have an investment in that plane. What if somebody's in there strapping a bomb onto that?
That's
fucking
true.
body?
And yeah, you're in the
I think,
bathroom.
in
It's-
Vegas, I know for a fact, one of the girls I graduated high school and went to Vegas for a honeymoon in '85. In '92, they went to the Poconos, like everybody does from Jersey. For their anniversary, they put the porno on, and it was them fucking on their
Jesus.
wedding night in Vegas. They sued the fucking whatever for $3 million or something like that.
You don't know.
I don't trust nobody.
No.
I heard you do coke in
And
a
don't.
bathroom in Vegas and at a casino. They got you on tape.
Yeah.
By the time you hit the fucking jack slot, they're coming up to you, patting you down. You have to assume.
Yeah.
You have to assume in today's world
All that shit.
you're being watched. Everything. When
And
you're
you
whacking
are.
off in front of the computer and you got a finger up your ass, somebody's watching you.
Someone's
"Look at this
whacking off to you with a
Somebody's
finger.
looking at you going,
Yeah.
look at this poor bastard. We got him now, huh?
What about that new Facebook camera that follows you around the room? And all those commercials. Yeah, they
Oh, great.
It shows them like, oh, we can watch you as you're cooking.
And this is a good thing? Like they present it like a good thing. It's like, no, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think it's fucking
Mind your
good.
business. I don't touch nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing.
Mind your business.
I'm very happy with what I got. I don't need to fucking touch another thing on Facebook or another button.
That thing,
I
though.
don't want to talk to. Every day somebody wants to be my friend on Messenger. Listen, you got a better chance of getting raped by 10 fucking Puerto Ricans than fucking being my friend on Messenger. I don't want to talk to nobody. If you don't have my number, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
If I see a number come up, I don't pick it up.
No.
I don't pick it up. If I see a number
Never.
come up, I don't pick it up. I don't know nothing.
It better
I don't
be a
know
name.
fucking nothing.
And it better be a pretty
That better
important
be a fucking name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing. My phone
Somebody I
can ring
know.
for text messages. I gave up. Like if you text me, it don't have $100 bill attached to it. I don't get it. So it better have a yardstick pop out. That's
So
the
how do
option.
people get in touch with you?
You better call me, cocksucker. Smoke
And
signals,
a name better come up.
Morse code,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck you got. What do you got going on, brother? You got the show now. You do the show every day.
I do it Monday through Thursday because I was like, I want a 3-day weekend. And I'm the boss, so fuck it. I gave myself a 3-day weekend permanently.
And who's your co-host?
Dave Landau. He's a young comic out of Detroit, and just a funny fucking guy. And he knows the show. He knows how to be a good co-host. He's fucking just a really funny guy.
Where's Michael Bichetti?
We have Mike on every so often.
Send him my love.
He's fantastic.
I used to do comedy with Mike back in '93.
Oh my
At the
god.
New York Comedy Club, and he used to have a joke. I work at the bakery. I'm in charge of the tards. That was one of his jokes. I loved him after that.
That's hilarious. He's a funny guy, man.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
He
And
intimidated me back then. When he said that joke, I'm like, that's a great joke. I work in a bakery. They put me in charge of the tarts.
That's hilarious. Yeah, he's a good shit, man. Yeah, we're just having a good time. It's all about freedom of speech, which, you know, I'm a 100% absolutist with freedom of speech.
See, I'm a communist. I don't know. Get the fuck out of here. I love it. I fucking love it.
I think if someone's offended by something, either don't listen to it, or, you know, do you want to debate it, or you want to discuss it, whatever. But to silence people in this day and age is one of the most dangerous things you could do. I don't care how repugnant you find people's speech, what they're talking about, because hate speech in and of itself is this vague term where if you talk to two different people, they'll think it's two different things. So I am for 100% open, whatever anyone wants to say, and then discuss it. So it's not just silencing people or calling people something and ruining their credibility. Everyone gets an opportunity to speak openly and honestly, and there's not many places you could do that anymore. And things like this, personally doing your own digital broadcast, it gives an opportunity for people to just say whatever the fuck they want, which is, I think, gold at this point.
Anthony,
can't find that anywhere.
Keith the cop and the beautiful girl over there that's so stoned she had to use a as an inhaler.
Oh my God, she did a hit and she needed an inhaler right after.
Look at my eyes.
She was.
I'm a lot of things, Keith the cop.
Good.
I'm a lot of things. Keith the cop, I'm a lot of things. I burglarized, I kidnapped, I sold drugs, I did drugs. One thing I can tell you, I am not by a hair on my body, because I'll break it down for you right now, is a racist. I'll make fun of Arabians.
Of course.
And I had called the attorney Blackula before, but I will break down periods in my life where every nationality has helped me and I've never forgotten.
Yep.
That's just the sense of humor I have. And in today's world, they will fucking court justice you and hang you for saying something to belittle. I can never be racist. I'm Spanish. I love the word spick. I think it's one of the funniest words I've ever heard in my life. When I first came from Cuba and they called me a spick, I would laugh my ass off.
That's hilarious.
You know, I would laugh my ass off. When I heard all those fucking sayings growing up, you know, potatoes or, you know, grease balls.
Yeah.
You laugh. You know, now it's something, and nobody really gets offended.
No one really gets
my
offended.
last question, I said this. You know who's never never raised their hands? The poor Polish people. They made books about these people. And not one Polak has ever come on TV and said, never again.
Right.
We're suing, because if you go to any fucking book chain, they got 100 Polish books, joke books.
We never made a submarine with a screen door.
Yeah.
You bastards. Yeah, all those jokes.
Why wasn't Jesus Polish? Because they couldn't find 3 wise men. You know, all those fucking jokes.
All those jokes.
You know, all those jokes. And not one fucking Polak has ever raised his hand and said,
no.
You know, half of our generation is born retarded because of what you people have done to us. You fucking mocked us. Not one.
It's amazing. People don't understand the humor in it. Like under the context of humor and jokes, whether it's stand-up or broadcasting, whatever it is, there's a context to something being funny and being racial or sexual or something. And people want to take that and lump it in with as if a politician was giving a speech and came out with something. Comedy is a different animal. And if you're doing racial humor, it doesn't mean you're a racist. It's just the way it is. We find shit hilarious. I've done some of the most repugnant jokes and bits and segments with Jim Norton. It's hilarious. We sat there talking about, you know, Lacey Peterson and Scott Peterson, and he murdered his pregnant wife and dumped her body in the ocean. You couldn't fathom that there's something funny to come out of that. But we were playing a tribute song that some idiot wrote about her and her baby on the O&A show. And me and Jimmy were laughing so hard at this and making up our own words that was so heinous and repugnant. And we were crying laughing. Now, of course, you look at the situation and think there's nothing funny that could come out of that. But in the proper context, I'm sorry, there is. You can make jokes about things. And race is the same thing. Sexuality is the same thing. It doesn't mean you're advocating beating someone up when you make a joke about, the 50s, a husband, dinner's cold, so she's got 2 black eyes. There's just a part of our humor that thinks unbelievably heinous stuff can be funny. And to think we can weed that out because we're so amazing now in 2018 is bullshit. Funny's funny.
The reason why I'm here with you guys is because I didn't kill myself as a kid. I found my mother dead when I was 16 years old. And I'm going to tell you something right fucking now. I cracked the first joke within the first 2 minutes of picking up her arm.
Jesus.
Like, I cracked the joke to myself. I alleviated the pain by 25 minutes by cracking that joke.
That's what you do.
I got left back in the 7th grade. And for 3 years, I didn't tell my mother. I forged my report cards. I would walk a different way every day. Eventually, I would have had to sit my mother down one day and tell her, Ma, I got left back in the 7th grade. She was already starting to ask me, what colleges are you looking at?
Oh, my God. You still had a year to...
So I still had a year. I was a sophomore. She thought I was a junior.
Oof. Jesus.
So I had a year to tell her
You
to
put
play it out.
That's brilliant.
I went downstairs. I found her, picked up her arm. It was purple. I called the cops. I said, 911, my mother's non-responsive. We'll send an ambulance. I hung up, and I remember looking at her going, I knew she'd never find out I got left back. And I still remember that moment.
Yeah.
There was no comedy in mind. I didn't have a dream of being a comic. That's how I relieve that moment.
That's how we do
right
it.
There. I was talking to a friend of mine. He drives a cab. And we drove past a Chinese restaurant. We would dine and dash out of this Chinese restaurant. It's called the Mai Kai. We would dine and dash out of this motherfucker once a month. we had the one bartender who would just give them fives, let us karate chop them. There was a Chinese bartender. You gave him a 5, and you go, come here. And he'd bend his neck over, and you go, ah. No. This is as racist as can be.
For a $5.
For a
That's
fin,
great.
he would let you karate chop him. And I'll never forget one night, me and my 3 gorilla buddies were there. Me, Richie Vanacek, this guy, Bob Banton, Didi Quintero. They called Didi
just sound
Quintero
like
the man child.
giant men.
I was thinking about the karate chop for $5.
We had to be 17. And they knew. We walked in there late. They knew. They had the zone defense playing against us. They knew we were going to eat and run out of there. And I'll never, because the kid said it to me the other day. He picked me. He's a cab driver now, Didi Quintero. And I had him pick me up and take me down to the cemetery to bring flowers to my mother. Since we were friends as a kid, he knows the road and the whole thing. But we were talking about the time we ran out of the Mai Kai and how we hit the front door and the door was closed. And we turned around and all the Chinese were there. And Didi had the check in his hand and he threw it up in the end. He goes, where's the dishes? It was just like instantly. Like there was no pause.
Oh, that's great.
There was nothing. It was a way to alleviate the tension.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes something happens and you write a joke and it's going to work for you on stage. It's going to kill for you. But it's also a period joke. It's only going to work for a certain period. Mm-hmm. You put it up on Twitter, it's a great fucking joke. And you'll get 3 people, And then I tell everybody, a month or 2 ago, Didn't November Rain was the #1 video that hit 1 billion views on YouTube. Well, take a look at it. They got 1 billion views, but 1.1 million people hate it. Who are those 1.1 million fucking jerk-offs? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we live in this weird contrast right now. Mm-hmm. I don't even know how I got on this subject, but it doesn't fucking matter.
But they're also 1 or 2 people can have an incredibly influential voice in your career, in your life. Like, oh, outrage. People were outraged. No, a person was outraged. And they wrote emails and texts to other people who never would have heard the original thing that this guy was outraged about. And now they are helping this one person with their outrage to tell people to get this guy fired or suspended or whatever it is. And that to me is fucking despicable.
And listen, Megyn Kelly, she just got fired.
Yeah.
They're going to give her $30 million. That bitch is gonna have the baddest podcast studio you've ever seen in your
no
life.
shit.
Air conditioning for your pussy. A funnel for your asshole. If I was Megan Kelly, I'd build a $10 million podcast facility and have everything there: blue face, white face, green face, yellow face. I'd have black face playing the drums. Who gives a fuck? You just gave her $65 million.
Right?
Is that how you punish her? Really, by giving her $30 million?
Poor girl.
Poor fucking girl.
Yeah.
And she, listen, whatever she said, obviously she stumbled her words or whatever. Whatever the fuck happens. We just cannot be. That's why I wasn't really. I have a daughter. I was raised by a single mom. And I love women, But you know what, man? If on the way out tonight I grab your ass, say something to me. Don't tell me 30 years from now, when I'm married and I have a kid, that I grabbed your ass one night in front of fucking Anthony. I was there, you grabbed my ass, and I've had suicidal thoughts. It says, really? You're still living, you're still sucking dick at a bar, and you're going to come to me and tell me, you know what I'm saying?
Because it wasn't the problem at the time.
At the time, but
it wasn't.
I didn't
it's so
want that.
Fucked up.
That cannot happen, because that means all of us. When Richie the cop was a cop, I'm sure when he was a rookie one night, Richie the cop, some fucking Puerto Rican spit at Richie or tried to stab Richie, and Richie told the other cop, hey, stop the spick. You know what I'm saying? Grab the spick. He's going to stab me. Doesn't mean he hates spicks. I know
course.
That. But he said, grab the spick. Whatever. It was a spick. He was under fire. Spick shooting. Whatever. It's the Bronx. Mucho, boogaloo pills.
APB out on a spick.
I cannot come out right now when Richie's going to become mayor after he's retired from the Queens Police Department and just come out and go, you know what? When me and Richie were fucking in 1982, we made an arrest and Richie said the word spick. Really?
Can't do it.
What makes you think you could come out and say that against Richie?
Yeah.
I hope you have an iPhone. I hope you have it on tape, because you're just going to look bad.
Yeah.
And on top of that, even if Richie said that, guess what? Richie's wife is Puerto Rican. So even if he felt that way when he was in 1982, in 1989, he did a fucking Tutsaloots and a Quaalude, and one night he had some Puerto Rican suck his dick, and he dumped that Irish chick with the dirty feet. You know what I'm saying? He told the Irish broad, take a hike.
That's it.
This Puerto Rican polished my helmet for 12 hours straight.
But people,
and all she wants is the grandmother to move in. You know what I'm saying? All I got to do is move the grandmother in.
They all just look at it like it might as well have happened yesterday. I want this person punished because he did this 20 years ago.
And you know who's in charge of this whole thing? That little fucking half a fag, that Ronan fucking Farrow. That miserable, when you see the picture of... What's his father's name?
Fucking Woody Allen.
Woody Allen and Cumia.
Yeah.
With the fucking sitting there. It's the most disgusting thing you'll ever see in your life. But God forbid, nobody said nothing for 30 fucking years.
No.
And that Ronan Farrow grew up in that fucking disgust that he grew up in. Because it really is a disgusting fucking situation.
Yeah.
If it was anybody else, they would have thrown him under the fucking jail. Now people are getting mad. Well, now it's too late. He's 100. Who gives a fuck?
Now,
He's had a fucking chick suck his dick since she was 12. He imported a little Chinese chick to suck his dick.
And but
I'm the bad one. They put me in jail for kidnapping. Can you believe that, Richard the cop?
They all want a movie, a role in his next movie. So no one says shit about him. All those award shows, why don't they get up there and go, and I want to point out Woody Allen. Nah, they're all full of shit.
I love you, brother. I'm happy.
I love you, man.
Find time.
Thanks so much.
You brought Richie the cop with you.
This is fucking awesome.
And you brought Miss America with you.
I'm laughing my ass off here.
This is a great time.
It's great. Nice vibe. The studio's great. You guys are hilariously funny, man. I love it.
We don't fuck around.
Thanks. You don't.
Anything you want to promote? Anything that's going on in
Just
your life?
compoundmedia.com. That's my little network that I got going on. Compound 20. If you go to compoundmedia.com and put in compound 20, you get 20% off. Keith, make sure I say that. And the book is available at Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com, compoundmedia.com. It's Permanently Suspended is the name of the book. That's about it. Really excited to be out here.
Craziness of the last 20 years.
All unbelievable, insane shit that we've done in the past 20 or so years. Amazing.
Well, listen, man, I'm happy you found the time.
Thank you, man.
Keith the cop could schedule a special 11 o'clock.
We will. You out in New York, man. We'll do it early. Hell yeah.
Thank you very much for coming on, taking the time. I love you, brother.
Cole, I love you, man.
One of
Thanks.
the fucking heroes of fucking radio.
It's awesome. We all
The
got
last heroes of radio.
got to stick together and duke it out, you know?
Fuck yeah. Thank you very much for
Thanks,
coming on.
man.
All right, and don't forget, I want to thank Anthony Cumia, Keith the Cop, and the beautiful blonde for coming on the show today. Don't forget, listen, Portland is sold out. La Jolla is sold out. I got December 12th at the Tembler.
Brewing Company.
That's right, up there in beautiful Bakersfield. And then December 27th through the 30th, I'm at the Oxnard Improv. That's all I got the rest of the year, all right? That's it, and that's that. What are you going to say?
I was gonna say it's Levity Live, but
Levity Live, whatever the fuck it is. There's only one club up there in fucking Oxnard. Find it. Go to levitylive.com right now and get the tickets, all right? What are you bothering me for? The show is brought to you by 23andMe. From now to December 23rd, 23andMe DNA kits are on sale. 23andMe will help you understand what your DNA can tell you about you and your family's story. It's named for the 23 pairs of chromosomes that make up your DNA. 23andMe Health and their Ancestry Service includes 90 plus personalized genetic reports that offers DNA insights on what make you unique. It's easy to do. You simply spit into a tube, provide in your 23andMe kit, register your sample to your personal 23andMe account. In a few weeks, you receive your personal online reports. For me, it was tremendous. I found out I'm up there from the top of Spain. I got a little West African in me. I got a little American Indian in me. I got a little Jewish, a little Chinese. Everybody's going to this party. Do yourself a favor. You need to do this. Because with the Ancestry Composition Report, with 23andMe's Composition Report, you can explore where your DNA is from out of 150 regions worldwide. Learn how your genes play a role in your well-being and your lifestyle choices. Explore the genetics behind your appearance and your senses. Cilantro taste aversion. Many people dislike cilantro, describing the taste as soapy. Do you have a genetic marker associated with your aversion? Ability to match musical pitches. Mosquito bite frequency. Some people may find they get more mosquito bites than people around them, like my friend next to me. So what makes some people more attracted to mosquitoes than others? Genetics may be partly to the blame. But listen, with all that aside, you want to find out about yourself, go to 23andMe. It was a great experience for me, and I'm offering it to you right now. Now to December 25th, you get a special discount on 23andMe kit. Order them for yourself, for a loved one, your mom, your dad, your girlfriend's daddy. I don't care. Just order one and get one for yourself, because I'll tell you what, it's definitely the way to go. Order your DNA kit at 23andme.com/church. That's 23andme.com/church. Again, that's 23andme.com/church. I also, on it, my favorite, okay? From the Mexican chocolate protein powder to the daily packages, the new packages they got with the daily vitamins. I'll tell you what, you can't lose it on it. Alpha Brain I love, Shroom Tech Sport I love, Shroom Tech Immune I love. They got kettlebells, they got club bells. I mean, they got everything you need. You want to get healthy, you want to start the year off straight, this is it. Start with Alpha Brain. Why? Because if you don't like it, they'll give you a money back guarantee and they don't even want the product back. Who the fuck does that in today's age and society? Nobody. That's why I trust on it. That's why they sponsored the show since day one, because I believe in on it. So go to onit.com right now and press in.
church.
Bam! And get 10% off your order delivered right to your fucking door. Who's better than you? All right, I want to thank 23andme.com, and I want to thank On It again, plus Anthony Cumia, the Flying Jew, and your Uncle Joey. I'll see you motherfuckers Thursday morning. I'll see the rest of you savages up in Portland. Thursday night, Tip Top Magoo, Felicia Michaels with me. We're going to fucking burn that town down. Get ready to smoke some fucking reefer. Lee, kick this fucking mule.